Hey, I'm in the woods with the dogs. There's a dog, the other dog, and the blackbells have all died. That's what they would be behind me. And I'm just feeling like I haven't really had much to say on the blogs, but I have been listening endlessly and reading lots and lots of books and lots of podcasts. And then just as I'm walking through the trees right now, I think the other thing that I'm also doing, just look at those trees, it's really just taking time to listen to myself, listen to people on podcasts, but also to listen to the birds and listen to the trees, listen to the weather, listen to my energy levels. And it's interesting because obviously as a life coach, I'd spend a lot of time listening to people, and I guess I'm listening to people face to face much less, as we all are. But what I'm hearing is much slower, so there's something about almost looking to nature to find some of the answers. So it feels to me like I'm inhaling ideas, inhaling kind of quiet, inhaling nature, sunlight, blackbirds, birdsong, and that I haven't quite worked out what the exhale is. I don't feel like I'm holding my breath, but I'm just not sure what the exhale is, but I think that that's all right. So I don't know if anyone else is feeling like that, whether you're feeling like something new almost is in incubation. I know I've used the cocoon metaphor before on some of the blogs, but it kind of feels a bit more alive than just a cocoon because I'm in it with these trees and the dogs. And I've just been listening as I've been walking in the woods to a podcast by Amanda Scott. If you put into your podcast app Accidental Gods, so she's a local writer in Shropshire who wrote the Boudica series, and Accidental Gods is her response to the climate emergency. And the podcast I was just listening to was reminded me of a game that I play when I'm teaching the drama triangle. So the drama triangle, Steve Cartman's drama triangle, is a piece of transactional analysis about conflict and how conflict arises when we say no or when we say yes but, and then we come up with an excuse. But the generative adult to adult way is when you say yes and, and when other people, and then I also use the solution focused approach of saying what if, how about. And she kind of brought those, so they're ideas that I work with and they're ideas that I run training sessions on. But she just brought them into this moment, and I just kind of want to offer that out really. Not only the idea of maybe this is the time to take in new thoughts and new ideas without necessarily knowing what to do about them, but also, I suppose that's the first thing. The second thing is to be listening more to our bodies and to nature and the rhythms and our energy. But also to start to kind of go, well, what if we went back to work differently? What if we didn't need to earn as much money because we could live differently? What if we could use our cars less? What if we cooked at home more? What if we didn't use the big supermarkets? What if we stayed in contact with our neighbours a bit more? What if we read more than we watched telly? Just simple things, and you kind of play it as a game, so you can do it in a pair or you can just do it yourself. And she can't ever have a but or a no, so you can have an and. So what if I use my car less and use my bike more, for example? So just that's what came to mind. I'm getting used to doing the video thing, I think, having been on Zoom so much. And I think the other thing that's funny about this is I'm really white, aren't I? Look. And there's something about that. Actually, there is something about, well, I'm 53 and this is the colour of my hair, and it's not to say I won't go blonde again after all this, but it's almost just accepting where we are and looking, I suppose, all of this, even with the dog who's all caught up. There's the dog coming over to say hello. It's what is there in this moment that we need to listen to. So whether it's the dog saying, you know, that lots of us I notice have been more in connection with our animals, or I've seen lots of people getting new animals. I hope you look after them when this is all over. Because again, they just slow us down, don't they? They kind of bring us in touch with listening. So that was a bit rambly. Anyway, so there's one dog. Can you see? There's that dog. Oh, and here's this dog. And here's me. Okay, bye.